Hey folks, Jack Snyder, T minus 5 days and counting. I want to share something with you today that really kind of struck me very boldly, I'll say. And that is that, the seed was planted in me 41 years ago to, to ride my bike across the country. And it's something that I started moving forward towards right then and there. I started watering that seed right then and there, right? Unbeknowing to me, really. Um, I started speaking out at different times about one day I am going to ride my bike across country. I started getting more into cycling and just kind of learning, honing my skill at cycling. I started reading more about people who have ridden their bike across country in different ways. I started really getting myself in that mode, if you will, in that mindset when I was on my bike, what it might be like, a vision of what it might be like when I ride my bike across country. How will it feel when I ride my bike across country? What kind of exhilaration will that be when I ride my bike across country? And it wasn't maybe someday, it wasn't if I do. No, it was this is how it'll feel, this is how it will look. Um, that kind of thing. I was watering that seed through the 40 years. But the interesting thing is, last spring when my wife said to me, you need to maybe start doing that ride next year. You need to do it. We're both kind of retired. We'll have the time. We need to do it next year. In June of last year, I started training, putting my training program together and training for it. Nikki and I started putting the logistical items together that we needed to do and thinking about that and making some lists, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of thought that in last June, that's when I started really moving forward to doing this ride. Oh no, that was just another facet of moving forward. That was just another way from June until now to watering that seed. That seed started coming up through the ground in June. I mean, it started to really, bud up and start to blossom last June. But I've been watering that seed all along, right? So here's kind of what I want to get at is that sometimes we set a goal, we set a desire in our heart to achieve something, do something, et cetera, et cetera. But understand that when that seed is planted, when that idea is planted in our mind, we don't have to have all the stars perfectly in alignment to start working towards it, start speaking positively and power into it, start watering that seed, right? So everything doesn't have to line up perfect right then. It just doesn't. And more than not, it won't. But don't think for 1 minute, don't think negatively about that. When you get a setback, don't think, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to be able to do that. Or, oh, well, I guess that's not going to happen. No, don't start thinking that way. It's just simply a season you're going through where that seed's germinating, right? Then you will come back to it if you keep speaking into it, if you keep thinking positively into it, and you keep putting that energy into it, and it's going to have seasons of that. But there will come that time when that seed starts to sprout and starts to bloom, and that's just moving closer to the achievement, right? So I just really wanted to put that out there because it's important. And I think that, the power of the tongue, right? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. We always have to certainly have the idea, the belief, the idea, and the words that come out of our mouth that speak towards it, that give it energy, that fertilize that seed, that water that seed, okay? So So that was on my mind. I really wanted to share that with you because sometimes there have been times in my life with other things that that seed didn't get watered, that I didn't really move forward to it, that I let that particular seed just kind of wither and die. I don't want that to happen to you folks, okay? So till next time, God bless. May God's favor surround you like a shield.